أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته brothers. Alhamdulillah, we start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we send our salat and salam on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alhamdulillah that we are going through the series of the Abadilah, the four Abdullah, the famous four Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have finished the life story, the biography of almost three Abdullahs. We finished Abdullah ibn Abbas, start with that. Then we did, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, we did Abdullah ibn Umar ibn Khattab, so the son of Umar ibn Khattab. Now we are doing towards the end of the Abdullah ibn Zubair ibn al-Awwam. So I think today and inshallah next week we will be finishing the biography of Abdullah ibn Zubair ibn al-Awwam. And also after that, as we mentioned before and I mentioned every time, that we're going to do another Abdullah who is not among the four Abdullah, but he is a famous Sahaba, Abdullah ibn Masud. He was much senior to all these four young Sahabas. But because he's also one of the Abdullah and he is a famous Sahaba, we'll talk about him inshallah ta'ala. And in this talk, we talk about their family and the background, how they are related to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are the sons of Sahaba. How their father, grandfather is so much. They have contributed to the Islam. Their interaction in their childhood with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What Rasulullah made dua for them, how many duas they made. Their personal life, their Islam, their struggle, and also their contribution to the Islam. And in this way, we have finished three biographies. Now today, towards the end of Abdullah ibn Zubair's life, just a quick review that his name was, the Abdullah ibn Zubair, full name was Abdullah ibn Zubair ibn Awwam ibn Khuwailid. So he was related to Abu Bakr because Abu Bakr was his nana, which is grandfather. His grandmother was the aunt of Prophet Muhammad. His father was no other than Az-Zubair. He was the Sahaba, he was the Hawariyun of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We talked about Sophia, how brave she was, the aunt of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We also talked about Zubair ibn Awwam, how he was a constant companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He used to work as a bodyguard of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah mentioned in another hadith that Talha and Zubair zaraya fil Jannah, meaning Talha and Zubair will be my neighbors in Jannah. So there's great blessings for this Sahaba. And then we talked about his mother Asma bint Umais, and also then we talked about the birth of Abdullah ibn Zubair, how he was born, and his grandfather Abu Bakr was so happy, and the first word he said, the Saif, from the young age he was very brave and courageous. We also talked about the bravery of his father and son together in the battle of Yarmouk and battle of Tunis. And also we said that the whole family of Abdullah ibn Zubair, and especially Zubair ibn Awwam, they were a family of ibadah, their salah, their fasting, their Quran was all indespicable. They are very outstanding speciality in their family. And as we mentioned that the father Zubair and all the three sons, the three famous sons, Abdullah and Urwa and also Musab, all of them they died. And also the mother Asma, all four of them and all five of them basically, they died in their salah. And so that's another blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when they are praying and they passed away. Then we talked about last week that the battle of the Jamal and the death of Az-Zubair, how Az-Zubair, the father of Abdullah, passed away. We also talked about the incident with Aisha radhiyallahu anha. And as you know that Aisha has a really, really close relationship with Abdullah because her kunya was the Abdullah, because he was her nephew. The relationship with other Abdullahs, we mentioned that, and also that we said the starting of the fitna. Now today we're going to talk about the history, the fitna part. So this is the second fitna in the time of the Sahaba. The first was started with Uthman ibn Affan, and it went up to the death of Ali radhiyallahu anhu. And we talked about that was a great fitna. After that, Muawiyah took charge, and on the other hand, we talked about Hassan radhiyallahu anhu, the grandson of Rasulullah, was there. And we also said that for the 6 months there was two Khalifa. And then Hassan radhiyallahu anhu, he gave up. He said for the sake of Ummah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he stepped down, but with a condition that if Muawiyah passed before, Hassan will take over the Ummah. And Muawiyah agreed with that, but Hassan radhiyallahu anhu passed away before Muawiyah. And Muawiyah also was very sick at that time. He was almost the age of 70 or more than that. And just before he passed away, during the Hijri 58, he announced that his son Yazid will be the next Khalifa. And he took this decision based on the consultation with the people of the Sham, because he's there for a long time. He's there for like 20-25 years, and they want someone from his family. And that's the time, another fitna started. You can say 7 of the people we mentioned last week, the 7 people didn't accepted that announcement. And out of the 7 were 4 Abadillahs, all the 4 that we are talking about, Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and also Hussein, the brother of Hassan, the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also the Muslim ibn Abi Bakr, Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr, the son of Abu Bakr. But we said after that announcement, within 1 year or 2 year times, Aisha radhiyallahu anha passed away again, okay, and also the son of Abu Bakr, Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr, also passed away. So we left with 5 people, 4 Abdullahs and Hussein radhiyallahu anhu. Now when Muawiyah passed away in 2 years time, now when Muawiyah passed away, obviously Yazid took over. And we mentioned also last week that Muawiyah gave an advice to his son Yazid through another governor. And we'll talk about that governor. Today you will hear a lot of names today. They are not names of the Sahaba, but they're important names. If you don't remember that, that's fine, but we have to mention those names. So there was a governor of Syria at that time, the Sham. His name was Abdullahs ibn Qiyas. Abdullahs ibn Qais. So Abdullahs was given the message from his father to the son that your father said to keep the people of Iraq happy because they are always volatile. So whatever they want, keep them happy. Number 2, that you always keep your people, the people of Sham to your close by, because they will be always supporting you. They have been supporting me for the 25 years. They will support you. And also be aware of 3 people of the Quraysh. Be aware of 3 people of the Quraysh. Who are they? Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of Umar radhiyallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Zubayr, and Hussein radhiyallahu anhu. And because of this advice, when Yazid took place, took his power, he sent 2 letters to the Medina and Makkah. One letter that's saying that his father passed away, so everybody did the janaza and the maghfirah for him. That's fine. And he want baya, meaning allegiance from all these 3 people, Abdullah ibn Umar, all 4 Abadillahs basically, and Hussein. And as we mentioned that most of the Abadillah, just to avoid the fitna, they give the bayah to Yazid, although they didn't want to, because Yazid was not a Sahaba. He never seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they are not happy with this process of selecting the Khalifa. But among all 5 of them, the 2 of them were more vocal, and they didn't give the bayah. They fled from Medina to Makkah, and they were Abdullah ibn Zubayr and Hussein radhiyallahu anhu. And after this incident, at that time, very soon the incident of Karbala happened. As you all know what happened in Karbala, very quickly I'll go through that. So at that time, people from Kufa, people from Iraq, they were sending letters to Hussein radhiyallahu anhu. They are saying, you are the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, come over here. We have a lot of support for you. We can fight against Yazid. So we'll make an army from Kufa, then we'll march to the Sham and we'll fight with them. So that was their basic call. And as Hussein was accepting these letters, he was convinced almost. But he was taking shura from all other Abadillahs. And all the Abadillahs, all 4 of them, they literally almost begged him not to listen to them and not to go to them, because they know the people of the Iraq, especially people of the Kufa, they are not trustworthy people. They can change their mind anytime. Now they are saying, but they can change. So after listening to the 4 Abadillahs, what Hussein did, he sent his another cousin, Muslim ibn Abi Aqil, meaning he is the son of Aqil. Aqil is the brother of Ali. So, and Ali is, Ali and Aqil, they are the son of Abu Talib. So Muslim ibn Aqil, he went to Kufa just to see the situation, whether they're saying right or wrong. And he saw that actually they are right. They want Hussein here. And he was trying to build up a group there. At that time, in the Kufa, the governor was Numan ibn Bashir. Numan ibn Bashir was a famous Sahaba. When he did 40 hadiths of Imam Nawawi, we had 1 or 2 hadiths from Numan ibn Bashir. And Numan ibn Bashir, as I said, he's a Sahaba. He's not going to kill the grandson of Rasulullah or the son of Aqil. That he was also a famous Sahaba. The cousin of Hussein. So he didn't do anything, although he knew that they are making a group, they're trying to do a revolt against Yazid, but he didn't do anything. But somehow this information reached to Yazid, and right away Yazid changed the governor of Kufa. He doesn't want Numan ibn Bashir anymore, because he knew that Numan is a senior man, he's a Sahaba, he cannot do anything, he won't do anything that is wrong. So he moved Numan ibn Bashir, and he sent a guy, and that guy his name is written in our history in dark letters. He's a cruel guy, a very brutal guy. His name was Abadilah ibn Ziyad. Abadilah ibn Ziyad, and he took over right away. He moved Numan ibn Bashir, and he, in his first sermon, in his first khutbah, he told everyone of the Kufa, whoever is supporting Muslim ibn Aqil against Yazid, I will catch him, I will crucify him in front of everyone. And because of that, a lot of people already given up. They got scared and they given up. And then Ziyad, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, he find a spy to find where is Muslim ibn Aqil. Because Muslim ibn Aqil was hiding after this announcement and still trying to make up a group, a big group of people, an army that that can help Hussein when Hussein comes there. But at that moment, the spy, somehow he got to Muslim ibn Aqil, and obviously when they got to Muslim ibn Aqil, Ubaidillah, he was a cruel man, and he killed Muslim ibn Aqil in front of everyone. Okay, he killed him, and all the people who were with that Muslim ibn Aqil, everybody left. Nobody helped Muslim ibn Aqil. Nobody raised a single finger to protect him. But this thing that's happening there is not being informed in Medina, in Makkah, to Hussein. And by the time Hussein radiallahu anh, he got anxious and he said, okay, I'm going to leave. I think it's almost time to go and take the leadership in Kufa. So he left for Kufa. Although all the Sahaba that were living at that time, there's very few Sahaba living at that time, and all these 4 Abadilah, they tried to stop him, but it was his decision, and he went to Kufa. And as you know, all the people of the Kufa rejected him. They didn't support him at all. And just like anything, as you all know, that Ubaidillah has sent few people to caught the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu, and they killed Hussein radiallahu anh. And after the killing of the Hussein radiallahu anh, the news spread all over the Muslim Ummah, and that actually backfired them. Meaning, in Makkah at that time, it was under the power of Abdullah ibn Zubayr, and everybody, because they killed the grandson of Rasulullah, they come and give bayah to Abdullah ibn Zubayr. They accepted him, the Khalifa or the governor of at least for Makkah and Medina. So both people, city has come and given that, yes, you are our Khalifa. We don't want to do anything with the Umayyads anymore because they have killed the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then when this reached news that all the people from Makkah and Medina, they have given bayah to Abdullah ibn Zubayr. So Yazid, and he's being also a ruthless man, he also sent an attack to Medina. So basically he sent a group to attack Makkah first because Abdullah ibn Zubayr is in Makkah. So when he sent the group to Makkah, and on their way they listened that Medina is also supporting them. Medina also has given allegiance to Abdullah ibn Zubayr. And because Medina comes first, if you look from the Sham, if Medina is first, so they stopped in Medina and they killed 5,000 people in the city of Medina at that time. And they're all Muslim, men, women, children. They didn't care anybody. And that group is a Muslim group, but there are no Sahaba in that group who killed them. And this is the time, it's called the time of Harra. Harra means, it's like a massacre killing at that time. And a lot of people, as 5,000 people is a big number, in Medina at that time. And so they were killed there. And when they killed them, they are coming towards the Makkah. Their leader, that leader, his name is also Muslim ibn Uqba. He passed away. So he had a sudden death. Just after he finished Medina, by the time he was reached Makkah, before that he passed away. And another person, his name was also Hussein, but it's a different spelling. It's not the same Hussein. He took over the charge of that army and he sieged Makkah. So he placed all his army around Makkah, and then they start, stopping people to coming out of the Makkah, just like in the time of Rasulullah when the Quraysh did the boycott with Rasulullah outside of the Makkah, they did inside of the Makkah. And they are attacking people over there in Makkah too. Abdullah ibn Zubayr being the leader of them, he thought, let's make tents near the Kaaba, because at least maybe they won't attack us near the Kaaba. They will have some respect for Kaaba, they won't do that. But they use the caterpillar, what do you call that? I'm not sure, cattle or something like this, like big rock, as we see nowadays. So they use those things, and they even attacked the Kaaba, and Kaaba was more than half was destroyed. More than half it was destroyed. But just after that time, Yazid passed away. So Yazid, he passed away because he was sick or something, so he died. Once he died, he selected his son. So now Yazid's sons will be the Khalifa in Sham and for the whole Ummah. And his name is Muawiyah. So Yazid's dad name is also Muawiyah and his son's name is Muawiyah. But that son was a very young person. He was only 13, 14 years old. And he was very righteous. He used to read, and he had a knowledgeable young kid. Like he already done his Quran, all the history and the Seerah of Rasulullah. So he's a very knowledgeable person and righteous and God fearing. So when he took over, and the other people say, what is your instruction? He said, no, I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to make attack in Makkah, in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, okay, and they say, I'm fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that something bad will happen with me if I do something like this. And actually, only in few months' time, in 1 or 2, 3 months' time, he also became very sick. And he was so sick that he was in the deathbed, in the age of 13 or 14. And when he was dying, the people say, okay, now you look like you're going to be passed away. We need another Khalifa. Who's going to be your Khalifa? Because he doesn't have any son anymore. But he couldn't fix anybody. He said, I wanted to fix someone like when Rasulullah, after death of Rasulullah, Omar and other people, they selected Abu Bakr. And then Abu Bakr, when passed away, he selected Omar. And Omar, when passed away, they had a shura. I have no people around me like Abu Bakr, Omar or Usman that I can select as a Khalifa. So I cannot do anything. So without selecting any governor, he passed away. In his young age, he passed away. So there is no Khalifa at that time. The guy we talked about before, the governor of Sham, who was very close confidant of Muawiyah, the other Muawiyah, Abdullahs ibn Qais. Abdullahs, he took in charge, but he didn't become a Khalifa. But Abdullahs decided, now that had no Khalifa, we have no other option, let's go and give bayah to Az-Zubayr. And when this news reaches the siege of Makkah, the guy Hussein, as I was saying, who was throwing the caterpillar to Makkah, he also sent a letter to Abdullah ibn Zubayr, and he said, we stop and we gave our allegiance to you. And at that time, Abdullah ibn Zubayr became the Khalifa of the whole Muslim world. So he became the Khalifa of the whole Muslim world. Only a few group of Umayyad people, like who are in the upper level, like probably like a minister or very close to governor, they thought because they have done so much, atrocity with especially the grandson of Rasulullah, few of them, maybe 3, 4, 5 of them, they decided to flee from Sham. Okay, and they said, okay, where to flee? Because anywhere we go, they will find us. It's better we go to Abdullah ibn Zubayr until we give our bayah, and I hope that he will forgive us. And among that group was Marwan ibn Hakam. Marwan ibn Hakam, he was very close. He was when he was young, he was friend with Abdullah ibn Zubayr and his other brothers. So he also said, hey, that's fine. We all agree. There's no point of increasing our dynasty, Umayyad dynasty. Let's go to Makkah and talk to Az-Zubayr, and we will finish it all off here. At that time, when this news reached somehow to that guy, as I said, the dark guy, the evil guy, is Abadilah ibn Ziyad. He found out this one. And he knew that if it happens, there's no way to escape, because Abdullah ibn Zubayr, first thing he was going to do, he's going to catch the killer of Hussein radhiyallahu anhu. And he was the killer of Hussein. So he will be chopped off, And that's why he went to this small group of Umayyad people and said, no, don't do that. Give me the charge, give me the power. I will bring the people of Kufa, I will bring the people of Sham, I will again establish the Khalifa here. You choose a Khalifa right now, and I will work for you. Don't worry about anything else. I will take care of Makkah and Medina. And that is the time, and he convinced those few people, Umayyad, and they changed their mind, and they made Marwan ibn al-Hakam the Khalifa by themselves. They just selected him. They are like 7 or 10 people. They say, okay, this is our Khalifa. And right away what they did, they went back to Sham. Instead of going to Makkah, they went back to Sham with Ubaidillah. And they talked to the governor there, Abdullahs. He talked to Abdullahs to say, we are back here and we're going to make our own army. Now we're going to attack Makkah again. Abdullahs said, no, I have already sent my letters and I have pledged my allegiance to Zubayr. I'm not going to do anything else. I have pledged my allegiance to Abdullah. And because of that, they start fighting in Sham with Abdullahs. Although the Abdullahs, he has a larger army. They are only 10, 15 people. But as I said, those 10 people are the uppermost people of Umayyad dynasty at that time. and they had the key to Baitul Mal. So they had the money at that time, and with that money they bought all other people, and they make an army of their own, and they fight in Sham, and they defeated Abdullahs, and they took over Sham again. And Abdullah, Marwan ibn al-Hakam, he became the Khalifa of Sham at that time. So again at that time we have two Khalifa. One is Abdullah ibn Zubair in Makkah, who everybody has given allegiance to him, and now this new group of Umayyad people who also selected another Khalifa. And that year in the Hajj, and after they took the power, they didn't attack Makkah right away, because they know the situation is not very good now, because Abdullah ibn Zubair has more power now, more people are, so they waited for that. Although they declared that they are the Khalifa, and there's another group created at that time, it's another part of the fitna in Iraq, because these are the group called At-Tawwabin. So they were the repenters. Why? Because they didn't support Hussein, so they created their own group, and they selected a Khalifa. Who's the Khalifa? Muhammad ibn Hanafiya. Muhammad ibn Hanafiya was another son of Ali radiallahu anhu. And from that point, the Shiism, if you go to the history of Shiism, that is the point it started from there. So it was a political movement from that time. So this group, they want to repent because they didn't support Hussein, and they took another son of Ali. And Muhammad ibn Hanafiya, when he selected by them as a Khalifa, he said, no, sorry, I cannot take this position because there is a Khalifa already, Abdullah ibn Zubair. So I cannot do this. But still they say, no, even if you take it or not take it, you are our Imam, you are our leader, so we take it. So there's three groups, and there's another small group. So four groups came to Hajj at that year, and it was a total chaos at that time. And Makkah is still under, Medina is still under Abdullah ibn Zubair. But Marwan ibn Hakam and all other people, they were making their plan that how to kill Abdullah ibn Zubair and get rid of him and get the Makkah and Medina. So we'll stop it here. We'll talk about the last part of Abdullah ibn Zubair's life, how he got shaheed in Makkah, and then inshallah ta'ala we'll finish the life story of Abdullah ibn Zubair. Jazakallah khairan, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.